My name is Detective Adrian Cole. 20 years on the force. A lifetime chasing killers, liars, and ghosts. Last night, I found a file with my name on it. My prints, my handwriting, my crimes. They told me the past can't be rewritten, but what if the past was never real? This is the case that made me question everything, because the man I've been hunting might be me. Chapter 1. Open the file. I've opened hundreds of files in my life. Murder, missing persons, fraud. But this one had my name on it. No department seal, no chain of custody, just one label, printed in red ink. Cole, prior to service. The date on the folder was 5 years before my first day on the job, before my badge, before my memory begins. You learn early as a detective, nothing arrives without intent. If someone sends you a file, they're not giving information, they're testing you. They're seeing if you'll look. And I looked, because that's who I am. Or at least, that's who I was. Inside were crime scene photos. 5. All women. Same MO. Same time and night. Same alley, different years. And on the final page, a fingerprint match. Mine. At first I laughed, because laughter is what you do when fear shows its teeth. I thought it was a setup, a prank, someone from internal affairs testing loyalty. But the evidence, it was perfect. Paper aged. Photos developed on film stock that hadn't existed in decades. Fingerprints, matching not only my current prints, but ones taken during academy orientation. Impossible. And yet, there it was. You tell yourself to stay logical. That's the detective code. Stay cold, stay detached. But logic breaks when the mirror points back at you. Every page I turned, every photo I saw, I felt memory scratching beneath the surface. Not recognition, not guilt. Something deeper. Like a story I'd told myself too many times to remember it was a lie. There's a moment in every investigation. The moment when the hunter realizes he's being watched. That's the key. I felt it. In the room. Behind me. In the ticking clock that seemed louder now. You can't see paranoia in a report, but you can hear it in your own heartbeat. Every clue led back to me. Every road turned in a circle. I closed the file, then I opened it again. Because that's what we do. We chase truth even when it's aimed at our chest. I checked the sender's address. Nothing. Just a P.O. box in a city 3 hours away. Registered under a name I didn't recognize. Marla Reeves. Reeves. That name would come back later, but I didn't know that yet. Right now, all I knew was this. Someone wanted me to remember. Someone wanted me to doubt. And that's exactly how you break a detective. Not by killing him, but by making him question what he's already solved. You have a choice. Always. You can ignore it, burn the file, pretend it never existed. Or you can open it again. You can follow the path, even if the path leads to your own grave. That's the key. You don't solve cases by avoiding pain, you solve them by walking straight into it. The first case file described a woman named Lila Moran, found in an alley behind a shuttered hotel, strangled. The rope fibers matched an army-grade cord, standard police issue. And there it was, the kicker. Partial print, index finger, left hand. Mine. I checked the date again. Year, 1997. I was 17, still in high school. I shouldn't exist in that evidence. But the system doesn't lie. Data doesn't dream. So what happens when proof contradicts time itself? I called the department, asked for any archive case matching the name Lila Moran. They told me no such record exists. No file, No number, no database trace. Gone. Erased. That's when I realized this wasn't just about me. It was about the holes in the system, about the things we delete to protect what's left of ourselves. You have to love the truth enough to destroy yourself for it. That's what makes a detective. That's what separates us from everyone else. We don't look away. I spent the next 12 hours cross-referencing every clue in that folder. Photos matched real locations. Fingerprints confirmed. Dates correlated with unsolved disappearances. Someone had built this file from fragments of forgotten crimes. But why me? Why now? Every clue led back to me. Every road turned in a circle. And I wasn't sure anymore which side of the tape I was standing on. At dawn, I drove to the address in one of the photos. An old bar with broken neon letters that once read The Clover. Now it was just The Over. Fitting. Inside, dust, silence, except for a single glass on the counter. Half full, condensation fresh. Someone had been there. And under the glass, a note. Same red ink as the file label. Remember what you buried. That line hit harder than any bullet. Because memory's evidence we can't file away. You think you own it, but it owns you. It rewrites your history when you're not watching. And when you finally open the file, it's already too late. I picked up the note, turned it over, blank. But when I held it to the light, faint letters appeared. A second message. You were there, Adrian. That was the moment I stopped denying it. Maybe the file was fake, maybe it wasn't. But I couldn't ignore the feeling, that deep, hollow ache of recognition. I knew that alley. I'd walked it before. Maybe not as a detective, maybe not as a man, but as something else. You have a choice. Believe the story you built to survive, or dig up the one that won't let you rest. That's the detective's curse. That's the truth we never tell recruits. We don't solve crimes, we relive them. Every clue led back to me, every road turned in a circle, and I wasn't sure anymore which side of the tape I was standing on. So I made a decision. I would reopen the file. Follow every lead, every date, every name. No backup, no partner. Just me, and whatever version of myself waited at the end of the trail. You have to love the truth enough to destroy yourself for it. That's the rule. That's the code. That's the only way out. You mastered the fear of looking. Now it's time to face what you buried.